Hey guys, so today I want to speak about the different ways that technology has affected relationships and how we can minimize these negative effects because technology also has positive effects, can also have positive effects on relationships. But I want to discuss today how also how we can minimize some of these negative effects. Technology can basically have a profound impact on relationships, but they're both positive and negative. So today I'm going to discuss both sides, okay? So technology can increase connectivity in relationships. It makes it easier for people to stay connected, especially in long distance relationships. And that can foster a sense of closeness, especially now you can actually see each other face to face by Skype or video or Zoom and, or, just your iPhone, right? So that can foster really close relationships, a closer relationship when you are having a long distance relationship. The negative effect though is that constant connectivity, especially when you're in the same room or in the same environment, but instead of going to do a face-to-face with that person, what happens is that you call them on the phone. I've seen individuals call their spouse or partner on the phone when they're in the same house, in the same building. So that can be a negative effect. To minimize any negative effects, basically you can set boundaries for the device when you're going to use your device in your relationship. Set those boundaries. Oh, for example, when we're in the same building or in the same house, in the same room, let's meet and talk face to face. The next thing can be it can enhance communication. Technology has diversified ways of communicating. It can enable quick text messages, video calls, voice messages, which can help to enhance emotional connection. However, there can be the negative part of that is that there's a possibility and the potential for misinterpretations that can occur, especially in written form, right? Because there's only one sort of verbal cue. You can't see the person's expression to see what they're, to kind of read how they're thinking or what they might be thinking. You're only reading the raw verbiage of the letter of what they're writing, and so that can lead to communication misunderstandings and can lead to some serious quarrels sometimes or feeling of angst. Minimizing that, you can discuss sensitive topics, choose and say to each other, if we have sensitive topics to discuss, let's not do it over the phone, by text or voicemail or whatever it might be. Let us do it face to face. That way if there's a misinterpretation, then you can also, both of you can discuss that face to face and sort that out. The next thing is also the impact of social media. The positive effect is that social media can allow individuals to share moments and connect with friends and loved ones, even when they're not in the same country, when they're physically distant from each other. The negative effect, though, is that if, the tendency to spend so much time on social media can lead to comparison, because a lot of people are not going to discuss or say the horrible things that we may be dealing with or going through over social media. They're always presenting the positives and the best of themselves, and especially with these filters nowadays, that's another level, right? Jealousy. And so it can lead to comparison, jealousy, and excessive privacy invasion. Especially nowadays when it comes to, children. A lot of information and this problem with pedophilia and all that craziness. Putting too much information on social media can really be a negative, right? How to minimize that, those negative consequences of social media. Limit your social media usage. Curate your online environment to be more positive and have open conversations with your partner about boundaries. For example, don't go discussing your personal life, your personal relationship, especially intimate relationship. No relationship should be discussed on social media, right? And telling everybody your business and saying, oh, I did this and my husband and I have this quarrel. That is a no-no. So you have to decide and have that kind of understanding with your spouse or your partner or just don't do those things on social media. This is private between loved ones and family members and spouses and partners. So the next thing is dating apps and relationships. This can be a big problem because the thing you swipe left, swipe right, whatever. It is so easy now to access just anyone on dating apps that people can be dating 50 million people at one time. And they just believe that it's like a store. They go and they pick and choose and pick and choose. And so there's a negative, there's a positive effect in that you can meet people, and there have been good stories of people meeting their life partners, their husbands, their wives, right? But there's also a negative effect. The abundance of choices can lead to very superficial relationships and lack of commitment, because you realize, oh, okay, this one isn't working out for me. I can just go back on whatever dating app and choose somebody else. To minimize that kind of a problem, just be careful that you use dating apps mindfully and be clear about your intentions and expectations. Communicate openly with your partner about exclusivity and commitment. Privacy also. The next problem is with technology can be a lack of privacy, right? The positive effect is that technology allows for increased transparency, right? And tracking of activities, which can build trust, right? But the negative effect of that is like an invasion of privacy, and excessive monitoring can erode trust and create a sense of surveillance, because and I've heard people who actually, when if they've broken up with their partner, they will stalk them online, pretty much, and see exactly what they're doing. Or even when they're with them, they stalk them online to see what they're doing. If they're, liking too many pictures of this one who is doing all kind of a promiscuous looking, I'm sorry, not promiscuous, exposure, every body part, so those things can cause problems, right? So that trust can be eroded when this is used in a bad way. Minimizing that, discuss and establish boundaries for privacy and monitoring within your relationship. Trust is only built in open communication, guys, and respecting each other's personal space. The next thing that you need to be aware of is balancing the use of technology. There's a positive effect as usual. Everything has a good and a bad side, positive and negative. The positive is that technology can be used to source shared interests and activities that will bring couples closer together. But the negative effect can be that excessive screen time can lead to neglect of quality time spent with each other. And you've seen it. You've seen people at the restaurants and couples are out. Both of them are on their phones. They're not, even though they're sitting right across from each other, they don't even see each other. They're on their phones. They're walking, both of them are on their phones. Why are you even together in the same spot if both of you are still on your phone? So to minimize that, schedule tech-free quality time without your phone or whatever it might be with your partner. If you're both together, then whoever else is calling, then, whatever, unless you have somebody who might need your help, right? But don't just have your phone out. You can have it with you, but don't have it out looking at that, searching and scrolling all the time while you're together. Engage in activities that you both enjoy and be mindful of the screen time, during intimate moments. The next thing is that it can cause a digital divide. For example, some people are not that technology savvy, right? And some people are. And it also will be the negative effect is that differences in tech literacy can cause frustration and miscommunication. So those are some ways, guys, that technology can impact relationships, and you just have to be very careful and learn how to minimize these effects. As I say, there are good and bad sides to everything, and it is the same with technology. This is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor, and your leverage for change. Take care now.